Hello, everyone. This is MJ Hobby Corner, and I will be your host in this solo game. Now, this is Horizon Wars, and this is a supporter exclusive game. It can only be seen by YouTube members and by patrons on Patreon. So, here we have a simple table that I've come up with, and I am using a variety of miniatures to represent the forces in Horizon Wars. Now, very quickly, I will be using some of the fluff that is in the Horizon Wars book. Towards the back of the book, there is a variety of fluff with different time periods that you can play in. And that, for those of you that have the rule book, that starts on page 97. Now, the reason why I'm choosing it is I've never played with Horizon Wars fluff, and I think it's time to give it a try. I've been reading some of the different eras that you can play in. For example, the new colonial age, era number 3. There is also era number 2, and the colonial war and the mall. That is number 2. And then number 1 is where everything starts. That's era number 1, the burning. Now, what I am going to do for this game is I have chosen the new colonial age, which pits together, tells the story of the Martian forces and the Venusian forces. So the forces from Venus. Now, these are not aliens. These are actually humans, human colonists. The Martians or Martian peoples have colonized Mars, and they've become their own culture that is independent from Earth. And same thing with the Venusians. Now, the Venusians are a little bit odd, as we read in the book. They're a little bit odd. They've chosen a very harsh world to terraform. And so the humans from Venus are actually a bit strange, okay? I'm going to have a video that will talk about the different factions and the fluff. And then I have some new armies that I'm going to put together. And these will be alien armies, okay? So we'll... As soon as I can, I'll put up a video, and this will be a patron-only and members-only video. Okay, we'll discuss the fluff, we'll discuss some ideas of making new armies and all that. So, for this game, though, we are playing in the new colonial age, Mars versus Venus. Now, in this particular part of the story, in this era, Earth has actually been hit by a tragedy. A meteorite, a large asteroid has hit Earth. It has not destroyed all of civilization. There's still civilization on Earth, but it's pretty broken up. Earth at this time is pretty broken up. And so when you play in this era, you'll have a lot of like deserts. You'll have strange, you can have like mists, strange mists and all that. You can have a lot of ruins and all that stuff. And during this era, Earth has a lot of the old technology. The secrets of its technology is basically buried in these ruins in all of these areas that have been affected by the asteroids. Now, it so happens that things are not as simple. It gets a little complex later, but I'm not going to go through that in this video. So basically in this game, there'll be a lot of hunting for artifacts, and basically the two major forces will be Venus and Mars. They will fight each other. And you can have other factions as well. You can also add maybe a civilization in Jupiter or Saturn or one of the other planets and paint your forces, make your forces however you want, and kind of throw them into the mix. Okay, first things first, let us do initiative. Red die will be the Martians, blue the Venusians, and I'm going to do this every turn. Normally we just roll one initiative roll and then determine the attacker and the defender, and that's it. Attacker has initiative, but this time I'm going to roll initiative every turn. So we have 11 for the Venusians, and the Venusians will take the first turn. And before I summarize this turn, I'm just going to show what I'm going to do for movement. 1 through 2 is a cautious move. 3 to 4 is a patrol. And 5 through 6 will be rapid movement. If I feel that I need to modify the result, then I will. It's just to give a little randomization. Okay, so that is a patrol. That means that the vehicle will move, use one action. We're going to say it's this one here. Use one action, and it will move twice its move. And then it can either hold another action for a reaction or simply do nothing. So that is the Scorpion. And the Scorpion has a movement of 5. So that means it can move up to 10 inches. So I think the Scorpion is going to move here, right by this building with that one action that I just used up. And then the second action, it's going to hold. Oh, no, incorrect. You can only hold an action if you use the cautious movement. It cannot hold an action. So what it's going to do is just stay there. It's going to hold. It's going to do nothing. And you don't have to use both actions. So there it is. That is the end of the Scorpion's movement. And I'll just move on, pick some vehicles randomly. All right. I will be back in the summary. Okay, Venusian turn is finished. We have our aircraft moved from way over there over here. Aircraft have a lot of movement in this game, but they're treated differently. So we'll see that hopefully in future turns. We have the Scorpion here. We have the CHQ, the commander mech right here. He did a cautious move. The infantry also did a cautious move, and I determined those randomly. And this Merc did a cautious move. That means that all those 3 units can hold one action as a reaction, which can be played on my turn. So that's not bad. The APC is here, and it used its second action to disembark the troops. Now these are 2 separate units, APC and infantry. That's the way I like to play it. I treat them as separate units, unlike the rules. Okay, so now that finishes Venusians. We're going to go to Martians, and I'll summarize this because I'm probably just going to do a rapid move. All right, so I'm almost finished the Martian turn, but here's something important. Most of these guys have done rapid moves, 3 times their movement. This guy has done a patrol move, which landed him here, so he can get a shot over there. However, these guys are equipped with reactions because they did cautious moves. So he's going to get to have a shot at him. He's going to do a shoot and move. So he's going to shoot first and then move into cover. And that's how reactions work. So let's see. The CHQ has a fight of 4. So it's going to take 4 dice. Yikes. I should have thought about that before I moved the Nameless mech. So Nameless mech is going to get a name. It's going to be the Dead mech. No. We're going to measure the distance to the mech. And closest distance is about 13 inches. So that is the range. So 13 plus the armor of the Nameless mech, which is 1. No, I'm sorry, 3. So 13, that makes it 16. So 16 is the target number that we will need on these 4 dice. And we add up as many dice as possible. We form as many groups as possible with the results. Oh, not a good... Oh, a critical! That is a critical. So that is a hit. We have a 1. We have a 7 and a 2. Okay. So critical is 1 hit. This makes a group. So that's 2 hits. And that's it. 2 hits. Now that critical is very important. Now let's see if the nameless mech, who has a defense of 2, can cancel that 12. You can only cancel the 12 with another 12. Let's see how many are canceled. 11 and an 8. There is no 11, no 8 there. So the defense does not do anything. The mech gets 2 hits. One of those hits goes straight to the armor. When that 3 reaches a 0, that mech is destroyed. Okay, otherwise I will use these active stats as the damage track. All right, so he takes 1 critical hit and 1 regular hit. End of turn 2, and the Martians have moved forward. They have most of them done rapid movement, 3 times their movement. The hovercraft is here with a whopping 18 inches. The Cricket has jumped up in the air, used its jets. It moved a rapid move. We have the destroyer here trying to get some cover to get that big gun into bear. The APC has disembarked its troops. Here's my CHQ in cover by the wreckage. And we know already that this guy took a hit. This is the nameless mech. And here we have the Orion, which is trying to get some cover. And that is it. That ends turn 2. Turn 3, let's do initiative. And I summarize the turns because I can't have the videos get too long. So, by the way, the damages that I took off of the nameless mech, one went out of its movement for now reducing it to 4, and 1 had to go out of the armor, now reduces it to 2. So, all right, let's see initiative. Oh, even. Let's. Okay, the Martians take turn 3. Very good. So turn 3, Martians go. By the way, very important, as I was doing my moves, it triggered reactions in the opponent. So they use most of those reactions to kind of move behind cover. So they used a cautious movement to move the mechs a little further. And of course, he used his reaction to fire. But that's why their position of the Venusians is a little different. So this guy's up in the air because he's using his hovering mechanism. And I think what I want to do, I would like him... Now, this is a house rule. Anytime these mechs move, they use like their jump jets. I'm going to say that for a cautious move, he uses his legs, which means he won't be up in the air, because the thing is that every time he jumps in the air, they're going to be able to shoot at him. So it'll trigger a reaction. If there's any reactions, it will trigger that reaction and cause a hit on the Cricket. So Cricket is not that strong. We're going to lower him, and I'm going to give him a cautious move. That is my house rule. So he's not up in the air. He's not using his jump jets. He can use his legs. And that's really the only house rules I use. Cautious move means he moves his full move, which is 6 inches, which is fast. So puts him right there. But now at least he has a little bit of cover at least. And cautious move means he has a reaction. So he can have a reaction. Okay. I'll put these little things aside. Now I'm going to do the hovercraft. Now the hovercraft is in a tight situation because we got that Merc covering this area here. And he has a good amount of armor. So I'm going to move the hovercraft, give it a cautious move. Move it to cover where it can shoot. Cautious move means it has a reaction so it can shoot back. All right. Now let's do... well, let's get this guy out of the way. This guy is the nameless mech. He has movement 4 now because he's wounded. We're going to push forward. We're going to give him a cautious move. He's going to move here, but he's not going to hold an action. He is going to fire on that CHQ. So let us fire with the second action. And let's see, that is 9. I'm going to say 10 inches. Pretty sure it's about 10 inches. Yep, 10 inches. So 10 inches range. The armor of the enemy CHQ is 2. So 10 plus 2 is 12. There's no other cover. He's out in the open. So 12. And now the nameless mech has a fight of 4. So he has pretty good fight. And he's going to do the same thing. So he needs 12. We got to form as many groups of 12 as we can to make hits. Oh, 2 crits. Oh, wonderful. All right. CHQ, you're going down. And 11 and a 4. That is one group. That is one hit. 2 12s. So that's 3. And that's 2 crits. All right. However, we can also pair these up. A 12 and a 4 would certainly beat a 12. And a 12 and 11. So that's already 5 hits. And that's about it. As far as I know. 5 hits. That's great. That's wonderful. But let's see, because the enemy could repel some of these. What if he cancels both of my 12s? I'm screwed. So he rolls a defense of 3. So he does have a chance. No go. No go. A 10, a 1, and a 1. I have to pair up the exact rolls. Nope. So his defense does not go through. And believe it or not, it does happen where I have rolled 2 12s and actually canceled 2 crits. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. All right. So that's 5 hits. 2 of these are crit. Well, guess what? Before I record any hits, he only has armor 2. Those 2 12s go to the armor, which means that this is brought down to 0, and this CHQ is blown to bits. He doesn't have a reaction because it hasn't been their turn yet. If he had a reaction, he could move before he even shoots. He can shoot and move, right? Unfortunately, he doesn't because this is a new turn. He hasn't even been able to react. So he is blown to smithereens, and the Martians are gaining ground with the CHQ destroyed. Right up his butt. There you go. And he is destroyed right where he is, right there. And we get the points value in presence, so that's 2 points. He was also a CHQ, so another 2 points. The Martians are 4 ahead, and it's only turn 3. All right, moving on. The Orion has become brave, and it's moved out of cover. It's going to fire on the Scorpion tank there. Again, it does not have a reaction because it's not the Venusian's turn. So we're going to say it's 8 inches, round up. Because 7 inches is just shy of the front there. So the closest part is the front. So we're going to say 8 inches. Now the armor of the Scorpion is, let's see, what is the armor? Scorpion has 3 armor. So 8, so 11 is what the Orion needs. So let's get how many dice. The Orion has a fight of 3, so that's 3 dice, and the Scorpion, might as well figure that out now, has a defense of 2, so 2 dice. We can roll them all together, but I'm rolling them separate so I don't get confused. So the Orion fires, so that's an 11 or over. There's no cover there. Ooh, not that good. Defense of 2 for the Scorpion. Let's see if the Scorpion cancels out any numbers. 11, there's no 11 there, and a 9. There's a 6 there, not a 9. Okay. All right, so no canceling. I got lucky. So an 11. 6 and 4 is 10. No matter which way I look at it, that's a miss. Okay, so we missed. All right. Put a little bit of smoke there where we missed. ICHQ makes a cautious move, and he's going to say, this is how you do it. And now the range is 4 inches. 4 plus the A of the Scorpion is 7. And my CHQ has a fight of 3. So 3 dice. So let's see how many groupings I can get with the roll. If I roll well. Oh, very well. Now we needed 7. So here's a 7. That's 1 hit. There could potentially be 2 hits there. Okay, let's see. Let's see the defense first before we do anything. Now, the defense for the Scorpions, 2 dice. Oh, he cancels my 11. So the 11 goes out. And then there's a 4. All right, so I'm left with 2. That's still 1 hit. And then grouping these 2 together is 2 hits. So, the enemy gets to put it wherever on the damage track the enemy chooses. The only time the enemy cannot choose is when I get a critical. And vice versa. All right, so the Scorpion's going to lose out of its movement. It's going to lose 1. And then the other hit, see, that's tough because we want to save this for last. And this especially. We're going to lower. He's going to take a little bit of damage to the gun. I hate doing that, but that'll be our 2 hits. So he now has move 4 and fight 2. So he's weakening, but not quite destroyed. All right, but at least we scored a hit. That's how you do it, says the commander. All right. Let's move on. Okay, my APC is going to get very bold. Yes, indeed. Bold and maybe stupid. But he rushes out with a cautious move. And then it's going to be a move and shoot order. You can also shoot and move, by the way. So he has fight 3. Now let's see the distance. Distance to the opponent, closest distance is about 4 inches. Okay, so 4. The APC's armor is only a 1. So that is a 5. So he needs 5s. So yeah, and we group as many dice as we can. Another crit. It pays off. Now that is a 12. So we can argue that's actually 2 hits. It's not only a crit, but that is 2 hits. So, because it's only for a 5, okay? And there's no cover there where he is going. It's very open. So, he gets no benefit of cover. So, in reality, this is 2 hits. It's very easy to miss hits when you're mathing and stuff. So, I'm going to call that 2 hits, and it is a critical. However, it's not 2 criticals. It's only 1 critical. So 1 critical hit, and then the other hit is a standard hit. That's the way I do it. It makes the game more brutal, but fair is fair. It's only 1 critical. So 1 critical and 1 standard hit. And then we have 1 standard hit. That is 3 hits. And then if we join these 2 dice together, that is 4 hits. Total of 5 hits, but I'm going to see what the defense... Now, the defense is 2 and 10 and an 8. No go. All right, so 5 hits go straight. 1 of them is a critical. And we see here that the conventional APC only has 1 armor. That's all I need. And the APC erupts in flames. It pays off. I'm going to put him on his side. And the Martians are whipping butt. Okay, that's it. APC is done. We're going to put some smoke there as well. Put some drama. That's it. And there it is. So the APC is burning. Pays off. Really does pay off. All right. I'm going to finish up the Martians. Then we'll go to the Venusians. We have line of sight here. But there is cover on that side. So, and does he have a reaction? Let's see. No, he has his full dice, which meant that they haven't gone yet. That's right. So he doesn't have a reaction. He can't just move into that cover to get out of line of sight. So we are going to fire, but we are going to give him some cover. There is some cover there. So he's going to get a +2. I don't know. This is a long shot, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let's see. Now, this is a long shot. 17-inch range. Armor, it looks like 2 for the Wolverine. So that's 19. And then we are giving him some cover for that because he is partially hidden. So that's 21. That's a long shot. But the Destroyer does have 5 attack dice. So we could at least make 1 grouping if we roll good or get crit. Oh, and look at that. Okay, so we definitely have a hit here with the 21. We can't get happy yet because we have to roll the defense. All right, 2 dice. So he has a 9. He cancels the 9. A 7. No other dice is canceled. He canceled 1 die. So it looks like this is definitely a hit. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. So 1 hit. All right, 1 hit. He takes 1 hit. I'll take it. And that's the Wolverine. Wolverine has pretty good stats, with the exception. Well, no, I mean, that armor is low. So, all right, so he's going to go down to 4 movement now. All right. All right. Not bad. And that's going to pretty much end the Martian turn. These guys have reactions. Troops moved here next to each other. This one did a rapid move. This one did a cautious move. And then has a reaction. This guy's here. Very cool. So that is the locations of the army. And now it's the Venusian turns. They have lost 2 units. Martians are winning. So here's an example of a roll that I'm going to ignore. This is rolling randomly for either cautious patrol or rapid. I don't think it would make sense for him to do a rapid move. Yeah, it would get him quickly to a place, but then he's not going to be able to fire. And I think at this point, he's going to want to fire. So what we're going to do is give him a cautious move. I will make the decision for him, the best decision I can. And he has a 5 movement, and he's going to move to this cover. And cautious means he can save a reaction, but he's not going to save a reaction. He has all these targets here. This guy, we're going to say, yeah, there's cover there, though. He can fire on the cricket, but there is cover there. But this guy's way out in the open. So to take some revenge, he's going to fire in the APC. Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to summarize things a little bit so the video doesn't get too long. But let's do this attack roll so that we see what happens. Now, the Wolverine has a fight value of 5. Oh, dear. Goodbye, APC. So maybe that was a bad move to get him in the open. But hey, at least he killed the enemy, APC. Okay, so let's do range. I always forget that. God damn it. Okay. Stop it, MJ. Range is 8. Aproximado. The armor of the APC is only 1, so that is 9. He has 5. Oh, this could be it. All right, let's do it. Oh, no crits, though. A crit is a kill for an APC, but there is a lot of damage here. Oh boy, I'm going to have to go on overdrive. Defense on this guy, I had upgraded his armor. It's a D4. It's 4 dice. So this APC has a better armor than the other one. Okay, so, do I cancel anything? Do I cancel anything? No, I do not. God damn it. All right, well, looks like that APC takes a lot of damage. Hey, I have counted about 7 hits with all the groupings and some of the dice individually. 7 hits. That is 7 damage on the APC, and it makes sense because that Merc has big guns. So 7 hits. Oh, man. So on the APC, I'm left with 2 movement, 1 fight, and only 2 defense out of the 4. So that APC has taken some big damage from the mech over here. Well, you know, he did go out in the open. It could have been worse. He could have had crits, and that was it. He would have been gone. Okay, let me summarize the Venusian turn. Let's actually do aircraft since they are so different. With aircraft, he's going to make a banking maneuver, which means he moves twice up his speed. I'm not going to roll it randomly for aircraft. It's too complicated. So giving him the best, he's going to move in a straight line this way, up to twice the speed. Now, he has 13 movement. That means 26 inches he can fly. then bank 45 degrees and lower himself by 1 altitude. All of that with 1 action, okay? He has 2 actions, so we're going to use that 1 for the banking maneuver. He is at altitude 4 right now, and that's an arbitrary number. It doesn't really represent inches or anything like that. It's altitude 4. He's going to go to altitude 3 to prepare for a strafing run. At him. I don't think he's going to be that stupid. So why don't we move him all the way here? He has 26 inches. He can move all the way here. Now, he has hover jets as well. We have to take that into account. All right. So with 1 action, move him right up here. He's going to turn 45 degree. He's going to go down 1 altitude. Okay. So this becomes a 3. And the vertical altitude you add to your range for aircraft. So altitude is important in aircraft. Now with the second action, what he's going to do is hover. Okay, before I move on, this is turn 6 actually. Before I move on, something very important that I just forgot, and this is important for the sake of the game. This mech has a special ability, and some mechs have that ability, and I've forgotten to use it. Very important is the extended range special ability. He has extended range short, which means that at short range, he's going to subtract 6 from the range. That means that this guy was what, a 9 with his armor? He would only be a 7 to hit, okay, which would increase. He had like what, 7 hits? That would have increased dramatically the number of hits that this unit has. So you know what? Fair is fair. We're going to explode. He's going to explode because he would have, at 7 hits, I was running out of space. And he would either be crippled with no movement or not be able to shoot. So basically, we're going to do that. I'm going to get some cotton. Fair is fair because that extended range is really critical, and it's actually pretty lethal. Okay, so the Scorpion is going to fire on my CHQ. The armor to my CHQ is 3, so the range is 4, so 7. And he is going to do a cautious move, which means he's going to shoot and move. So he's going to shoot first, then move, and he can keep 1 action as a reaction. So shoot and move. So he's going to shoot first. 2 dice because he is wounded. He has lost fight. And 7s. Oh my god, look at that. He got a freaking critical, the bastard. Alright, so now I'm going to take my defense though. We can't sing victory yet. My CHQ's defense is 3 dice. He's not wounded. So very good. Oh yeah, he hasn't taken any hits. God damn, that's going to change. 8. No, those defenses are penetrated. Alright. 1 crit. Let's take that automatically out of the armor. My Bulldog has armor 3. So he now has armor 2. Still okay. He's still holding. Okay. So that goes there. That was the critical. Now it is a 7, right? So he gets a standard hit out of that. I'm going to take it out of the movement. Yeah. All right. So 4. And then these 2 together are going to make another hit. And that pretty much ends it. So like 3 hits in total. 4. Now I want to keep. So you know what? I'm going to take it out of movement. I know it slows his ass down. But those are the decisions. So he took it to the leg. Makes sense since the Scorpion tank is down low. So his legs took the most damage. So that puts him. He shot and moved. So Venusian infantry moved here with a cautious move. Then they fired on my infantry. Now infantry has a special ability of dig in. So I have to add 3 inches to the range. It was 4 inches. So that is a 7 inches total. Plus my infantry's armor, which is 1, which is 8. So the target number was 8. They rolled these numbers here. And then I rolled these for defense. And yes, infantry has 4 defense. That's pretty good. And I think that's because they're small and they can hide and really take advantage of cover. So I cancel that. Now they're left with 2. So, okay, that's good. So that ends that. The heavy infantry moved here. They're very close. And so they use, it's about an inch distance there, base to base. With dig in, it's 4 inches. Plus the armor of my infantry is 5 inches. And look at this roll that they had. But I rolled my defense, which is now down to 3. And I cancel their 10. So we can cancel that. And that's it. Still, they did pretty good here. Okay, so after grouping these as many times as I could, we have 5 is the target number. So 2 times here, 2 hits. And then as I grouped the rest of the dice, I came up with 5. And 5 hits. So that lowered my infantry from to movement 1, fight 1, and defense of 2. So they suffered a lot of casualties. So we're gonna put a blast on them here. Now they could charge into melee if they want to next turn. You can charge into melee if you want to, and that pretty much that ends turn 6. And we're gonna move to turn 7, and I'm only playing till turn 8. So let's see who has initiative now. Let's get the 2 initiative dice. Okay, Martians take it. All right. Well, I may have a chance to really beat these guys. Okay, so I'm going to do something sexy here. This mech has guide fire as a special rule. This mech has indirect fire, which is my CHQ. So to keep my CHQ here for the time being, he has missiles. So he's going to actually paint the target with guide fire, and he fires the missile, which then will curve and hit the Scorpion without even having to move. So that is a really cool ability, guide fire and indirect fire. During guide fire, I use the value of the mech that's hidden, not his value. He's just painting the target. He uses up his actions as normal, and now I'm using my CHQ's fight value, which is 3. All right, and the range that I'm measuring is from the painted target to there. So we see how the benefit of guide fire. See at least 2 hits here off the bat. The results of the range from the this target to that target is 6 inches. So I can see at least 2 hits here now. The Scorpion has not defended, so let me just make sure. So definitely 1 hit there, 1 hit there, and then if we pair each of these up, that is another 2 hits, so 4 hits in total. And the Scorpion was already injured, so let's see if I can squeeze out anything else. The results were 4 hits, and this Scorpion is now hurting. He only has move 2, fight 1, and had to take out 1 from his armor, so that leaves him with armor 2. And yeah, a good hit. Let's try and finish him off. Interesting, this unit has indirect fire as well. He could have used his guide fire, but he used his tokens. You have to use an action for guide fire, so unfortunately I can't benefit from guide fire from him, so he's gonna have to move if he's gonna try to finish him off. The Orion takes a shot at the Scorpion. That's roughly 2 inches plus the armor of 2, so that's 4 inches. So this is 2 hits here. This is 2 hits, right? And then putting these, so that's 4 hits, and then putting these together is 5 hits. So 5 hits on the Scorpion, and he is done. So this is something different. I just charged their heavy infantry with my infantry, and this is a melee charge, so they're now fighting with their energy swords or close range pistols, whatever. Now in charges, it is a little different. These are the little micro differences in rules that drive me nuts sometimes. Here we're using presence. It's the only time we use presence is with the charge. So presence 1 for my infantry, that means I only get 1 die, and presence 2 for the heavy infantry, they get 2 die. Okay, so for me, my 7 here is I get an 8, and they get the highest result, which is a 9, so they use that. So each element then takes an amount of damage equal to half of the opponent's total, rounding down. So for me, an 8, half of the 8 would be 4. So they take 4 points of damage. They have a 9, so we're going to round down. So we're going to say it's also 4. So 4 damage. Each unit takes 4 damage from the charge. And now we mark it off as usual. Okay, let's document this. Ending my turn. This CHQ moves on a patrol move, double his move. 10 inches, moves right here, and he's going to take a shot at this aircraft. Let's see if we can add insult to injury to these damn Venetians. All right, so he fires. Now, this is a 7-inch range. However, there is a vertical range of 3, so 7 plus 3 is 10, and then the aircraft's armor, which is 1, so that makes it an 11. So we include all the factors. Oh, very good. Maybe that's a destroyed aircraft. Unfortunately, there was no critical. It would have wiped them out, right out. But, okay. Let's see. It rolls its defense of 2. 3 and a 2. They've been, yeah, I haven't been rolling a lot of cancellations. Some games, I roll a ton of cancellations. Not this game. Okay. All right, let's group it up and see what's the... A total of 3 hits, so reduce the movement from 7 down to 5. And then the fight, 7, and 6. You're right, and then 5. So that's 2 hits there and 1 hit on the fight. That makes the 3 hits. That means his total movement goes down from 13 to 10 because now we have to adjust that little equation there. So now it's 10, meaning that if I make a banking move again, he's going to have doubling the 10 is 20 instead of the 26 that he had before. Cricket gets brave, jumps up in the air, moves with his jets, a cautious move. Because he has cautious move. He has a basic move of 6. So 4 inches instead of 3. So 4 inches plus the armor of 2 for the Wolverine is 5. He only gets 2 dice though. So he fires his weapon. Ooh, a good hit. Alright, so 5. Now, nope, he's not going to be in cover because this guy's up in the air. So that, no cover there. Sorry, no go. I will not do it. And now Wolverine has 2 defense. Will he block it? Oh, no. Hey, this hovercraft does it with its weapon. Didn't think it could, but it did. So the hovercraft does a patrol move. So that's double its move of 6, which is 12. You don't have to move in a straight line. So it's going to move here. And look at that roll. Once we move there, it's a 3-inch range plus 2 armor for the mech. Look at that. There's at least 7 hits here after you group everything. Okay, he only rolled an 8 and a 1. No cancellation. So 7 hits? And he's going to be forced. I mean, there's 4 right there. 5, 6, 7. He still has 3. He's just going to be standing there with 1 armor. He's going to be so damaged that he can't move, he can't shoot, can't do anything. So basically, we're just going to take him out of the picture. So the Merc, look at that. Just these 3 units ganged up on him, and that is it. All right, we're just going to do aircraft for the hell of it, but basically the Martians have won an overwhelming victory. Some thoughts? And then we'll end this video. Okay, so aircraft are tricky. They're interesting, though. So here, he's already hovering. I don't have to spend an action on hovering. He's already a movement 0 because he has the hovering upgrade. Turning does not take an action, so he turns while hovering. Now, he was at altitude 3. So to lower this addition to the range, he lowered 1 altitude. That is an action. Now he has 1 action left to fire. So he fires 2 different ways. Engaging a target means the aircraft is going to use like its guns. It's going to do a strafing run. So it's machine guns or whatever it has. That means I use half his fight value, which by the way is now a 4 because he is weaker. half his fight value would be 2. That means I use 2 dice. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a strike, which is another option an aircraft has. Strike means it uses its full fight value. It fires those missiles, whatever its strongest weapons are. So using a strike action to for that last action gives me his full fight value of 4. Now my range, because I do have to count that altitude, was 7 inches. That's 9. Plus his armor, which is now 2, makes it an 11. Okay, so still a difficult target. And my Bulldog's armor has been reduced by 1 because he was injured. So let's see. 11 is the target number. Okay, well, 1 hit. There's at least a couple of hits there. And we see how aircraft function. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's a 7. Ooh, yeah. Okay, let's see his defense. Now, my Bulldog still has defense of 3. So we could cancel some stuff out. Look at that. Probably take it out of his fight and reduce his fight. So there you go. That is a thing about aircraft. Also very important is that when I use my full strike value like that, my fight now goes down from 4 to 3. You lose 1 strength of fight every time you use strike. So that means that I would run out of missiles, and I would have to go back somewhere to reload those missiles. So you want to have an area maybe on the table where the aircraft could then fly, land, and reload missiles, and then they'll be ready on the next turn, and they can use strike again. That's a pretty cool, a little more complicated, but a pretty cool difference with aircraft. And I do like that. And there are rules for transport aircraft that can then land on the ground, disembark, and then take off. So I get a 4 for that guy. What's it? His presence for the Scorpion is a 2, so that's 6 points. The APC, that's 7 points. And then the Merc, which is pretty much out of commission, he has presence 2, so that is 8 points. The Venusians only destroyed 1 NPC, that's 1, and injured a couple of others, but that's it. I forgot now, one very important thing with aircraft is that the ace allows him to re-roll 1 strike die. So he could have re-rolled 1 strike die. Also, aircraft get an evasive special maneuver with the ace. And that is very important. That's something we forgot in that turn when he shot at him. This aircraft could have done an invasive maneuver. So that's very important. And that's why aircraft are expensive. But one thing is that the Martians definitely have a numerical advantage. And with that special ability that you add 1 extra unit, the Martians really attack in numbers. That is a very good... it's a tough thing to beat. The Venusians were at a disadvantage. But I've played games where numerical advantage doesn't really matter. So it depends. In this game, it really did. Okay, so it is important to note that expensive units can be a handicap. Now, because of the fact that Venusians get aces for free, that's why I added the expensive aircraft. But it's a gamble. You don't have to have aircraft for Venusians if you don't want to. I could have given them more mechs. I really liked this one, the way these units just ganged up on him. And I like taking out... we used to play also that to make the groupings, once you use the dice, that was it. You can't use it again to make other groupings. But I found that really slowed the game down. And so this is so much better when you can squeeze out as many groupings, use the dice in many different ways to get as many hits as possible. It makes the game really brutal. And yeah, I like that a lot more. It's a lot quicker. All right, we played 4 rounds. It's what I usually played. That's like 8 turns. And the Martians definitely have the field. In the next video, we're going to talk about the storyline, how to play Horizon Wars with the different eras. And I'm going to show you some new armies that I've been coming up with, some alien armies, okay? So we can look at some like biomechanical mechs with whatever miniatures I have, all right? So, yeah, we'll do that in the next video. And if you guys want to see more Horizon Wars, let me know. If not, well, it ends there after next video. All right, thank you, guys. Talk very soon. And thank you, members and patrons, for your support. You are very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much.